All right, good evening, everyone. Oh, well, thank you very much. Very interactive for the school board meeting. I like my field hockey people. All right, so I'd like to call to order the October 28th, 2025 Methacton School District Board of Directors meeting to order. And then,
I pledge allegiance.
please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'm going to say the public is hereby advised of the audio and video recording of this meeting for the purposes of rebroadcasting. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Josefa Mema and I'm from Woodland Elementary School and I'm in 4th grade. I love Woodland Elementary School because all the teachers are kind and caring. They help keep us safe. They keep the classroom nice and tidy. I love art and gym. I love the after school clubs. Sadly, I've been in Woodland Elementary School for 4 years. Sadly, this is my last year in Woodland. I'll miss all the teachers and staff. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's give another warm welcome to Musa and Josefa Maimon. They are twins from Woodland Elementary School. Join us for the recognition of Junior School Board Director out front.
We'll move on to attendance. All board members are present with the exception of Ms. Shonda and Ms. Purdue. And next is guest and scheduled speakers. Dr. Zerbe.
Thank you, Madam President. This evening, we have a number of excellent presentations to provide, most specifically about recognizing individuals, both staff and students here. This evening, it's my pleasure to introduce Principal of Woodland Elementary School, Ms. Hassan, to introduce the Spirit of Methacton Award winners. Ms. Hassan.
All right. Good. Okay. Good evening, and thank you for having us here tonight so that we can recognize and celebrate some of the truly incredible members of the Woodland community that are with us this evening. So for the Spirit of Methacton Award, the core values are projected up on the screen. And as you can imagine, Woodland is a true family, and to pick just a few select staff members and students and community members is really challenging. So I am really proud of the ones that stood out this year and that I get to honor this evening. So we're going to start with two of our teachers. First up, we have Julie Tyson. Julie Tyson. Am I reading her whole thing? Okay. Mrs. Tyson is Woodland's reading specialist. She embodies Myth Acton's core values by motivating students to succeed through personalized literacy support and empowering all learners to grow confidently. Her dedication to teamwork, appreciation of diverse learning styles, and unwavering commitment to academic and personal growth nurture every child's potential. Mrs. Tyson serves as a daily reminder of how impactful educators can be when they lead with purpose, passion, and a belief in every student's future. Next up, we have Mrs. Kim Fogg. Come on up. Kim Fogg is one of Woodland's learning support teachers and exemplifies our district's core values by empowering all learners through individualized support, advocacy, and a steadfast belief in every student's potential. Her tireless dedication and constant collaboration reflect a deep commitment to student growth. Mrs. Fogg inspires transformation not only in her students, but in the entire school community through her compassion, expertise, and relentless positivity. Thanks, Mrs. Fogg. All right, next up we have some of our support staff. First up, we have Mrs. Paula Bauer. Paula Bauer, one of our instructional assistants supporting ELD students, brings the district's core values to life by empowering multilingual learners with patience, encouragement, and culturally responsive support. Her ability to build trust, honor students' diverse backgrounds, and commit to each learner's language growth creates a welcoming and inclusive environment. She helps open new opportunities for students and staff to thrive while trying to develop creative ways to build a positive school community. Next up is Mrs. Robin Sherd. Mrs. Sherd, one of our instructional assistants, exemplifies Myth Acton's core values by creating meaningful connections that motivate students to succeed both academically and emotionally. With warmth and consistency, she builds trust and nurtures each learner's confidence, helping them feel seen, valued, and supported. Her ability to form lasting relationships transforms classrooms into communities where every student can grow and thrive. We next have our two community volunteers, which I don't think are present tonight, but we definitely still want to honor. First up, we have Art Nigro. And for those of you that don't know Art, our school is incredibly fortunate to be supported by him as a dedicated community volunteer. He lives in Myth Acton and exemplifies the core values through his consistent presence, kindness, and service. By showing up each week to work with our students and assist our staff, he nurtures relationships and builds a spirit of teamwork and generosity. Additionally, his efforts to raise funds through his own community have supported the work we do within the school, reflecting a deep commitment to our students, the families, and the community. Tonight, we also want to honor Margie McHugh, another community volunteer. Our school is deeply grateful for Mrs. McHugh, a devoted community volunteer who continues to serve in the library, even though her own family has moved on from Woodland. She demonstrates our core values by honoring our heritage, supporting lifelong learning, and nurturing a love of reading in every student she encounters. Her quiet commitment and enduring presence reflect a deep belief in the power of education and the strength of our school community. And now we get a chance to honor two of our amazing fourth grade students. So first up, we have Annalise Lars. One of our remarkable fourth grade students, Annalise Lars, truly reflects Myth Acton's core values through her positive attitude, kindness towards others, and dedication to her learning. She consistently motivates herself and her peers to succeed, showing a natural ability to lead with empathy and curiosity. With a strong sense of community and a willingness to grow, she is already helping to transform our future one day at a time. All right, and next up we have Weston Gallagher, another fourth grade student. Weston, one of our Woodlands outstanding fourth grade students, exemplifies our core values by showing perseverance, respect, and a genuine enthusiasm for learning each day. He empowers those around him through his kindness, teamwork, and strong character, making our school a better place for everyone. His commitment to growth and his ability to lead by example show that he is already opening doors to a bright and impactful future.
Happy birthday.
Well, recognition doesn't stop there this evening. We'd like to introduce our athletic director to come forward and share with our school community some of the outstanding achievements that many of our teams have made recently. Please welcome Taylor Parker, our athletic director. Ms. Parker?
Hello. Hello, thank you. I am so excited to be here tonight. We have 3 different groups that we will be recognizing tonight who have won the PAC championships. We are first going to start with our girls golf team, who is coached by Miss Barbie Griffith. Hi, everyone. I'm supposed to introduce you. I'm just really quick going to tell you, I was very fortunate to be asked late in the game this year to coach the girls golf team, and I can't tell you what an experience it's been. These are some amazing young women here, and I feel incredibly fortunate to have had the opportunity. We also were fortunate enough to win the PAC. So, in our season, we won the PAC championship. We had an 8-2 season. We had 6 golfers qualify for the individual PAC championship. To do that, they had to, we play 9 holes. To qualify, they either had to shoot under 50 at least once, or shoot 53 or lower 3 times. And we had 6 girls do that. We had 2 golfers who qualified for districts at the PAC championships, Lauren Springman and Olivia Yoon. And as a team, we qualified to go to the district championships because we won the PAC. So we had 5 golfers go to the district championship. And as a team, we did not have one golfer who didn't improve their score by at least 3 strokes over the course of the season. So I'm incredibly proud. Okay. I'm going to introduce you to the girls. I'm not sure they're all here. We had 2 freshmen that golfed with us this year, Navika Chaudhry. Did I say that wrong? And I'm going to go out of order. Can I go out of order? And Charlotte Huntowski. We had 1 sophomore, Olivia Yoon. And then we had a whole bunch of juniors. We had Grace Van Wicklam, Nora Shireman, Lauren Springman, Olivia Lee, who I don't think is here, Lindsay Wyke, and Katie Greeley, who is not here. And we had one single senior, Bella Young, who we will miss next year. And I just have one more thing to say. We had 2 golfers that made first team All-Pac, and that was Olivia Yoon and Lauren Springman. And we had 1 golfer that was an honorable mention, Grace Van Wicklen.
Next, we will be honoring our girls tennis PAC championship or champion, and we have Coach Val here with us.
Good evening, everyone. We are recognizing this evening Chelsea Leanne, a 3-year varsity team player. Chelsea's hard work and dedication shows with all her accomplishments. She puts out tons of time and effort on this team. She has been a team leader, and she just shows what it takes to be a team leader and an excellent tennis player. This year, Chelsea achieved something that is so wonderful, and she is the PAC singles tennis player for our league. In addition to being the PAC championship, Chelsea also did not drop any games in the PAC leagues this year. It's an honor to be Chelsea's coach. She's just been such a joy to have on our team, and look forward to next year. Thank you, Chelsea.
And finally, I would like to introduce our PAC champions, the field hockey team, who actually 2 hours ago just came from a game, so you'll notice they're all in uniform. And little side note, they are going to states, so give them a round of applause for that. I would like to introduce Coach Amanda Perezzi.
Good evening, everyone. We're going to try to keep tiny hands away from the mic here. You have a couple really awesome achievements up there on the board. Maddie McKenney has had her 400th career save this year. I currently only have stats dating back to 2011, but based off those stats, we have senior Leah Duan, who is now the leading assist record holder. And both of those girls at the beginning of the season were placed on the National Coaches Association watch list of players to watch. So that's a really great accomplishment for just those two. At the moment, we are currently 18-3-2, and this is a really special group of girls. I'm just going to use my coach's voice because I would rather talk to you guys. This is a really special group of people. We've been successful the last couple seasons. We've finished 5th in districts the last 3 years in a row. I challenged these girls in the spring of last year to step onto the field and take the opportunity that they had and really push the team forward, push each other forward, and hold themselves to a great standard moving forward. And every single girl varsity JV who's sitting over there embodies what I've always wanted the Methacton field hockey program to look like. So I'm incredibly proud of everything they've accomplished. And like Taylor said, we are going to states, so we're not done yet. Keep an eye out for the next successes that are coming down the road. So as far as the girls, we have Anna Bravo, Alexa Katoya, Sophia Chowie, Leah Dewan, Gabby Dwyer, Olivia Feliciani, Callie Fisher, Adriana Hoppel, Maddie McKenney, Allie Mitchell, Maddie Mitchell, Megan O'Donnell, Dylan Ozasik, Cece Rehak, Sydney Ryan, Alyssa Sardo, Jules Vitti, and Nicole Walsh. Should I go be a picture? Oh, nope. Keep that there.
At this time, we'd like for anyone that would like to leave at this time, you're more than welcome to dismiss yourself. We'll give ourselves a few minutes. If you'd like to stay for these beautiful voting, thank you. Good luck, gang. I'll see you all. All right, you get them at States. All right, I'm so glad that these celebrations is exciting. So we'll now move on to reports. From the MCIU this month, Ms. Purdue is absent, so you'll have to see the attachment of her report online. The next is North Monco, Ms. Alston and Mr. Mursky.
I have a few things. The main thing that we discussed at the most recent meeting is the tech center has been looking at options for increasing capacity and doing some renovations. So there's a plan that's circulating that involves like 4 or 5 year phase plan to renovate part of the building, increase attendance in the medical program, and does so under the current budget. So there's no like long-term financing involved. The other activities were more around contracts, so more standard. Those are probably the main things.
Thank you. Anything else to add, Ms. Olson? We're good. Okay, great. We will now move to the student board representatives.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gabriella Madrak, and I am a junior class representative here at Methacton. Methacton kicked off October with Homecoming Spirit Week, bringing new outfit themes every day that range from dressing in Methacton's green and white color scheme to demonstrating creativity in anything but a backpack challenge. The display of spirit from the student body sparked a week-long week of excitement for the homecoming events to come. On the last day of Homecoming Spirit Week, students from each grade level wore their designated colored class shirt for Color Wars. The morning began with a school-wide lesson from the newly implemented Character Strong program, followed by 3 sessions of choice activities, including sports, games, and arts or crafts. One notable activity with a large turnout was spectating the Powder Puff game, in which girls of the junior and senior classes had practiced for weeks in advance, with the seniors ultimately securing the win. Once the sessions were over, the pep rally, organized by Miss Palmer, Miss Griffith, and the student council, was held. All fall sports were recognized and honored with a small parade, and then each class participated in a variety of games, like a wheelbarrow relay race and musical chairs. The main event was tug of war, in which the sophomores showcased their strength by winning against every grade level. This set a spirited tone for the homecoming football game and dance to come. Our Pink Out homecoming football game, in honor of breast cancer awareness, took place on October 3rd against Norristown and had a huge turnout from students, teachers, and community members. Even though Methacton was defeated, all still showed support for the players and applauded their effort. The highly anticipated dance took place the next evening with a theme inspired by New York City's bright lights and big city. Decorations made by the student council filled the hallways, and students of every grade level attended. Hit homecoming songs were played in the main gym, while others opted to play yard games in the boys' gym.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Maren Wells, and I'm a senior student school board member, and it's great to see you all again. To start, there have been numerous college visits taking place at Methacton to support the juniors and the seniors. College representatives from close to 100 colleges have been scheduled to visit Methacton for information sessions that last from 20 to 30 minutes to help students learn about everything from the application process all the way through campus life. The National Honor Society's induction ceremony took place in the Methacton Auditorium on October 16th. We welcomed 38 new members, and the induction was a great way to celebrate these new members. Congratulations. On October 23rd, the student blood drive took place in the main gym. Many students donated blood to help people in need. Fall sports are coming to a close, with varsity football having its last game on October 24th versus Pottstown. This game was also senior night for football players, cheerleaders, and band members. Girls volleyball held its Dig Pink game on October 7th, taking home the victory against Perkiomen Valley. Winter sports will begin shortly, with many tryouts already underway. Field hockey won PAX against Boyertown on Thursday, October 16th, with a final score of 1-0 Methacton. They have won their first 2 districts games they played today and lost to Villa Maria Academy. Congratulations to the field hockey team on winning PAX and continuing to states. Mr. Robbins made an announcement on October 21st about Unity Day for anti-bullying. The staff and students wore orange on October 22nd to promote bullying prevention within the school. The club Best Buddies attended the homecoming football game on October 3rd and sat with their buddies watching the game on picnic blankets. This was such a fun event for them to attend. Minithon hosted a car wash on October 18th at the Eagleville Tap House. Also, they hosted a pickleball tournament on October 20th at the Methacton High School tennis courts. Groups of 2 signed up to play against other pairs. Both of these events are to support the fight against childhood cancer. These events had a great turnout to support a great cause. The last club update is for Methacton Mentors. They visited elementary schools the week of October 20th. They started with Worcester and Eagleville elementary schools, holding Halloween kindness activities to create an inclusive environment during this fun time for younger kids. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We'll now move to the foundation report. Ms. Donna Pergolini.
Good evening. I have a few exciting updates for the board. Mark your calendars for our annual Apex Awards celebration on Wednesday, November 19th at Jeffersonville Golf Course. We're thrilled to honor our 2025 recipients. The Legacy Award is William Bourne. Community Advocate Award is Ambler Savings Bank. Our alumni honoree is Susan B. Smith, class of 1971. And our educator honorees are Tara Eisen and Jeff Jacobs, class of 73. You can find more details at methactonfoundation.org/apex. Also, please save the date for Dodgeball on March 15th, 2026. And registration will open on January 5th. Next, we are delighted to announce that the foundation recently approved over $93,000 in support for Methacton School District. The funding is allocated across several key areas. $55,000 will support continuous educational programs, including outdoor ed, hydroponics, the DNA forensic lab, the entrepreneur class, electric car club, the planetarium, BioEyes, and the STEM Fab Lab. We also have $17,000 dedicated to updating the lighting and sound equipment for the theater and arts programs. This investment will provide students with the chance to use cutting-edge technology, enhancing their skills for potential careers in the technical side of performing arts. $1,000 will support civic engagement through the Student Poll Worker Program. And finally, the board approved up to $20,000 for the Community Cares projects, which our board truly believes is a wonderful supportive project for our students. Thanks.
Thank you so much for those investments and those incredible experiences for the students in Methacton. We really do appreciate it. Next, we'll go from communications, Ms. Throwback.
Good evening. This month marked the return of Coffee Chats with Dr. Zerby. As in the past, Dr. Zerby met with residents of Shannondale and Meadowood to discuss what's happening in the district, from curricular items to the high school renovation project. The chats also sparked some new ideas about how to collaborate further and arrange more touch points between the district and the residents in the future. And new this fall, we brought the coffee chats to the students as well. Dr. Zerby met with high school students over breakfast and Arcola students over lunch. They talked about the high school renovation project and how the plans will impact their educational experience. And both groups also discussed AI. They debated proper etiquette and brainstormed practical, effective ways teachers can use the technology to enhance classroom learning. The students asked some really insightful questions and shared some great ideas for the future of the district. For this month's Methacton Matters newsletter, Dr. Zerby sat down for a video interview with Skyview staff and students to talk about their success with the PBIS program. The school is now in year 2 of implementation, and they discussed how it's benefiting their culture and climate at Skyview. You can watch that video in the Methacton Matters newsletter, which will be emailed out on Friday. And for our community education update, I'm excited to announce that our winter and spring programming, which runs from January to May, will open for registration on December 1st, so mark your calendars. Some of our popular classes are coming back, like the Snapology programs for students and Tai Chi for adults. And we're going to have a few new adult classes coming as well, including dot painting and bridge for beginners. We'll also be offering swim lessons once again in the spring, so make sure you check out the dates for that. You can find all of that information at methacton.org/comed beginning on December 1st. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. And the superintendent's report, Dr. Zerby.
Thank you, Madam President. This evening, there is, as listed, the right to know report, and then the advisement to approve the change of status for Michaela Whitehouse as an English instructor at Methacton High School to the Belonging and Climate Facilitator. That ends my report.
Thank you. Before I move to public comment, I'd like to dismiss the school board representatives at this time. Thank you so much for your report, and have a good day tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. All right, we'll now move to public comment on board action items. The board will now take comments on board action items. That's an opportunity for residents to comment on matters that are to be decided upon as outlined on the agenda. The board asks that you keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. The Board of School Directors may choose to respond to matters following the conclusion of the comments on board action items.
Good evening. John Andrews, Lower Providence. Where this time is allocated for comments relative to the agenda, I'd like to say that there have been some changes made to the online display of the agenda. So I wanted to do a PDF, and the only option available was print. And then finally, when I tried print, various other things showed up, such as PDFs. So I think other people will have difficulties with the changes in the agenda. So maybe there can be something done on the internet to explain things or overcome the difficulties. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Jim Malik, Worcester. Item 13D. Insufficient due diligence has been done by the administration and the board regarding your high school project. The evolution of the high school project began in 2020 with the HVAC system at a cost of $9.3 million, which was deferred and then escalated in 2022 to roughly $42 million by KCBA Architects. KCBA recommended a pause to explore renovation addition, and after speaking with KCBA, Fidavia also recommended a pause for a more comprehensive renovation. Where are these people now? Fidavia is gone. KCBA looks like they're gone. You retained Bureau Veritas and relied almost exclusively on their reports to make your decisions. According to your consultant, Bureau Veritas, they were asked to include modernization costs in the facility assessment so as to show the high school in poor state and making the case for demonstration of demolition of the high school. You guys all have copies of that email. This whole thing stinks. The high school planning committee was formed via a process of preferential notifications via email and social media lists to students, teachers, parents, administrators, and board members. The general public was left to fend for ourselves. This biased and self-interested group was then tasked to come up with a wish list of big ideas for the high school. Those big ideas were then transformed into priorities that are being used to guide and justify the expenditure of hundreds of millions of dollars. The reason you guys want to go ahead and pass this tonight is because you do. You don't have to explain it, you just do, which makes no sense. You proposed the $113 million project. That proposal is more like $250 million, including interest on the debt. And your 10-year projections are based upon taxing us at the Act 1 index each and every year. What happens if the Act 1 index falls below your projections? What if your teacher's contract negotiations go south? What if there's a recession? What if assessments drop? What if the state and federal funding decreases? What if special education costs continue to spiral the way they've been doing? You guys don't care. You're just going to keep plowing ahead. You haven't done your due diligence. So I would suggest you guys put a hold on this thing and figure out what you absolutely need. Everybody's got a wish list of everything but anything essential. Find out what you absolutely need, work it up, and then go with it. And if you have the means to do more, then do more.
Thank you. Any other public comment on that board action items?
Amy Smith, Worcester. I just wanted to say how excited I personally am to see Michaela Whitehouse's name on the agenda tonight for approval. She's a favorite teacher for a lot of students for a lot of various reasons for what she does in the English department, but I can personally speak to what she's done for the students that are part of the esports club and the amazing things that she's done with those students. It's really exciting to see her name on the agenda. So I just wanted to take a minute to acknowledge that and say that I'm glad she's up for consideration, and I hope you'll vote to approve that change. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other public comment on board action items? All right. Seeing none, we'll now move on to board meeting minutes. We have a motion to approve the September 16, 2025 work session and September 24th, 2025 regular board meeting minutes as attached. Ms. Alston, may I have a second? Ms. Thiel. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Fiscal items, we'll move on to that next. Any comments or anything from Ms. Steffi? Okay. May I have a motion to approve the fiscal items as presented? Mr. Winters, may I have a second? Ms. Graff, any comments or questions? Yeah, I'm sorry, Ms. Alston.
Yeah, I was just looking at the contracts. I'm referring to 9E and F, the contracts for Child Guidance Resource Center and the Child and Family Focus. And can you just explain a little bit more about what those contracts are actually for? I don't see dollar amounts in the contracts. Can you explain how those contracts are working?
The contracts are designed to provide a place for reference for those resources and services so that we can refer students to those. And sometimes those are costs that would be incurred by the district, and sometimes they would be costs that could be incurred by the family, depending on why the child is referred to that service.
Any other comments or questions? All right. Seeing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. We'll now move on to personnel.
Good evening and thank you, Madam President. The personnel items include those presented last week at the work session, as well as the following additions. There are 3 employments classified: Jae-hee Chang, personal care assistant at Arcola; Marissa Strickland, paraprofessional at Worcester; and Paul Mueller, paraprofessional at Eagleville. We welcome Jay, Marissa, and Paul to the Methacton family. There's 1 uncompensated leave professional, Dana Vasanska, 8th grade reading instructor at Arcola, for the dates listed, and additional supplemental contracts for the belonging liaisons and JV softball coach. Thank you.
Great, thank you. May I have a motion to approve the personnel items as presented? Ms. Cleary, may I have a second? Mr. Winters, any comments or questions? Ms. Alston.
Just to clarify, because the change of status for Ms. Whitehouse is an advisement, we're not actually voting on that. Is that correct? Just to clarify that. Okay, thank you.
That's not a voting item. That went through, as Dr. Zergini can tell you, it went through a process as if it was a hire, but because it's an internal transfer, it is listed under advisements.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Any other comments or questions? All right, seeing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Thank you.
Madam President, if I could ask Dr. Zergini to reference 9G on the agenda.
Thank you, Dr. Zerby. If you recall last week, Mr. Kenwood and I presented on the hiring, recommendation and hiring of a construction management and owner's representative for Methacton School District. And I'm happy this evening to introduce the team from ICS, led by Mr. Michael Lang, the Director of Business Development, and I'm happy to say that they brought their entire team with them, the whole team that will be working with Methacton, both on Scope A and Scope B. So if you would indulge me, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce them and have them come down and say a few words.
Great, sounds great. Thank you. Come on down, gentlemen.
Good evening. Thanks, Dr. Sagini. I'm Mike Lang, the Director of Business Development for ICS CMTA Group. I've got about 25 years working with public school districts in Pennsylvania, and I'll be assisting the team throughout the entire project at the executive level.
Hello, everyone. Tim Geider, Director of Development and Engineering. I'm also a licensed mechanical engineer. I've been working with school districts over the last 2 decades, developing and implementing long-range facilities plans. So excited to be here. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Doug Taylor. I'm the Director of Design Services. My experience includes working for an architectural firm for a number of years, Director of Operations for a public school system, and construction management. So I'm excited. It's been about 40 years of public school experience, and I'm excited to work with you.
Good evening. My name is Yanni Vardiniotis. I'm a senior project manager at ICS. I have 28 years in the construction industry, focusing on large cap and complicated projects over the last 15 years. I'm very excited to be part of this team and to work with the school district. Thank you very much for having us here tonight.
Hi, good evening. My name is Mike Hartney. I'm the Director of Site Services for ICS, so I kind of oversee all the construction piece once it's going on in the field. I've 25 years of experience as an electrician working in schools, and then another 10 or plus years in the construction management side of it. Super excited to be here. Just going to introduce the guy that would be on site for us, Gary Stauffer.
Hi, Gary Stauffer. I've been field superintendent for, well, I've been in construction for 37 years, a super for the past 30, mainly schools and from K through college. So from ground up, renovations, everything. Thank you.
As you can see, one of the things that caused ICS to rise to the top in this process is the experience of the members of their team. Doug Kenwood and I are very excited to start our work with them on Scope A, which is the retainer services and all of the master facilities plan projects over the course of the next coming 10 years, and also hopefully Scope B, the high school project. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your expertise and working collaborative with the board and our administration. So thank you. Welcome aboard. Take care. All right, we're now moving on to curriculum.
Thank you, President Cancro. For new items on the agenda, we have educational service agreements. Educational Service Agreement 260215, Educational Service Agreement 260149, and Educational Service Agreement for Student 350219. And all of those have special language in terms of the agreement drafted by the district solicitor. We do have 3 items on the agenda that we spoke to last week. The first is the MOU with Montgomery County Community College. This is for the program for those members of our support staff that are looking for 2-year degrees, and this is the prep program that is offered by MCCC, and this is the memorandum of understanding and contract with them. 11D is the agreement with Bloom Board. This is the program that exists for those with 4-year degrees that are not in education looking to retain their teaching certificate. And this again is an MOA, Memorandum of Agreement and contract with Bloom Board. And this goes through the CSIU, the Central Susquehanna Intermediate Unit. And the last is the MOA, Memorandum of Agreement with our MESPA staff. And this incorporates both of those programs with a cap not to exceed $67,000. 11F is the agreement we have with Tom Stecker and Associates. This is again to bring back our student voice days with a cap not to exceed $5,000. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Yes, Mr. Winters.
Can I ask that 11E be taken separately, please?
11E? Any other wants to be taken separately? Yes, Ms. Cleary.
I just have a question. Dr. Regina, can you just tell me on 11F, what's the student voice day?
Great question. In the past, what we have done is we have collective students both at the Arcola level and the high school level that are participating in an input day, a student voice day with Tom Stecker and Associates. And that basically it's an opportunity for them to look at this from a leadership position from student level and offer feedback to our staff and administration on areas of improvement, things that are going well, and share that sense of belonging amongst their classmates. You're welcome.
All right, does anyone else want to take anything else separately? All right, seeing none, may I have a motion to approve the items listed under curriculum and programs as presented with the exception of 11E? Ms. Thiel, may I have a second? Ms. Alston, thank you. Any comments or questions? Yes, Ms. Thiel.
Yes, I just wanted to thank Dr. Regina and Dr. Zerbe for the work with the, 11C, 11D, 11E. I think that they're really fantastic programs to go forward and to help give opportunities for more educators that are certified in the district. Thank you.
Great. Any other comments? All right, seeing none. Oh, yes, Ms. Alston.
I just have a question on 11F, as on the agenda says not to exceed. On the invoice, it has the total is 5,000. So can you clarify?
It'll be 5,000. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. Any other questions? All right, seeing none. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Okay. May I have a motion to approve the item 11F listed under curriculum and programs as presented? 11E. Thank you very much. I have F circled for questions. Thank you. Approve the motion for 11E listed under curriculum and programs as presented. Ms. Cleary, may I have a second? Ms. Graff, any comments or questions? Yes, Mr. Winters.
Yes, today I submitted to the board's secretary based on the Ethics Act for Pennsylvania public officials. At the public meeting tonight is my intention to abstain from the vote. 11E, which involves the approval of the memorandum MOA with the MESPA Association due to conflict of interest under the Ethics Act. The nature of interest is that my wife, as an instructional aide at high school, is a participant in this program, and that the course work would be paid 100% by the district.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries 6-0 with Mr. Winters abstaining. All right, we'll now move on to policy.
Thank you. This evening, nothing has changed from our review last week. I just want to call to the board's attention again. We are voting only on second readings and on 808.212C, which is the intent to repeal. The notice of an intent to repeal will be on next month's agenda, essentially for a second read. Thank you.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the policies as listed for second read as presented? Ms. Cleary, may I have a second? Mr. Mirsky, any comments or questions?
And just to be clear, that's for the, were you doing the second reading as well as the intent to repeal? Just to be clear.
Yes, sorry, yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Sorry about that. All right, any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. All right, now we'll move on to other.
Thank you, Madam President. As presented last week, we have gifts and donations, transportation approvals, and we have the high school renovation schematic design, which would be item 1, approve the Schrader Group to proceed into schematic design phase of the Methacton High School renovation concept as presented at a cost not to exceed $672,576. And then 2, approve ICS CMTA to proceed into schematic design phase of the Methacton High School renovation concept as presented at a cost not to exceed $69,615.
Thank you. Does anyone want to take any of these out? Yes, Ms. Graff?
Can we take
Can we take 13D separate?
Okay, we'll remove 13D as a separate item. Any other? Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve the items under other with the exception of 13D as presented? Ms. Alston, may I have a second? Ms. Thiel, any comments or questions? Ms. Thiel.
Yeah, just in case whoever made the generous donation of 100 tickets to Brick Fair Lego Expo, I know that that will be a very motivating PBIS in the ticket store or whatever it's called, wherever it's going. So just if that donator is watching, thank you.
I agree. What a great treat for PBIS reward. All right, any other comments or questions? All right, seeing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. May I have a motion to approve the item 13D under other as presented? Mr. Winters, may I have a second? Ms. Graff, any comments or questions? Ms. Graff.
Yeah, could Dr. Sorgini just explain the difference between 13D1 and 13D2 in terms of the scope? Just for clarification, I know there was a board member that had a question about it, so I just want to make sure either that or perhaps our architect could explain. I just wanted to clarify the difference between the architecture scope, design scope, and then our owner's engineer, owner's rep scope,
Certainly.
and how they're different.
Yeah, thank you. So essentially, the difference between 13D1 and 2, the architectural part, you may remember, is all of the design plans, what the building's going to look like, and then how the systems are going to work. And so that's what will come out of the architectural group as part of that. The construction management and project management side of things, which is item D2, those folks will be working on cost estimating for all of that, scheduling and phasing for all of that, which you probably remember from some prior experiences as well. So those are the two different scopes of work.
Would ICS like to comment as well on anything as the above?
I think David covered it very well. Again, we're going to do those things, but we're also going to work to keep the project on task, work collaboratively with Schrader Group, but also making sure that you guys remain in control of your project, keep you informed, and manage that process to make sure we stay on schedule through that entire phase.
One other clarification, I guess, is this approval would take us through schematic design. Can you explain to the board what marks the end of schematic design?
Sure. So Schrader Group will work with you along with us, and they'll develop that program essentially that the building wants to become. We'll work closely with them during that process. It will get us to the point where the plan is laid out, where the spaces are laid out, where the site is generally established in a schematic way. And then before we move into the actual design development, the next phase, that will then take that schematic design. We'll have more formal programming meetings with the staff, and then we start to really form the project, all the interior spaces, move into the land development process, and start to really develop your project from that point.
And do you have a time frame?
Do you have the schedule as far as the time frame? Through January is schematic.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments or questions from the board? All right, seeing none. All right, all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Well, dates for board member calendars. The board meeting dates are listed on the agenda and available on the district website. Anything for old or new business? Great, seeing none. We will now move on to courtesy of the floor. The Board of School Directors will now provide an opportunity for residents to make comments on matters that are or may be before the board. The board asks that you keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. The Board of School Directors may choose to respond to matters following the conclusion of the comments, and you could submit your questions via email information@methacton.org.
Jim Malik, Worcester, very disappointing on the vote. But you'll find out what's going to happen. At the last regular meeting, I gave you each an invoice for the Subaru Park event. We held your graduation for roughly close to $17,000. And the event held luxury boxes. What was done with those luxury boxes? You know, I hear due diligence. What was done with the luxury boxes at the event paid for with taxpayer dollars? Well, turns out roughly 16 of them were given to the Methacton Education Foundation, which to me, in my opinion, constitutes an in-kind donation of taxpayer dollars to a 501c3 organization. Nobody asked us. Nobody said, what do you think? Somebody just gives them 16 boxes. And guess what they do with the 16 boxes? They raffle them off to raise money. They raise like 15 grand on our taxpayer dollars. So this is the kind of due diligence that gets done here. Personally, I think this is a problem, right? Now, it took me a while to get it because you were paying your lawyers $1 million to keep this kind of stuff out of my hands. So, 5-year statute of limitations coming up. So, we'll see where that goes. Have you guys looked at your right to know chart and your legal expense chart? Does anybody look at this stuff? Because you look at the legal right to know, you got a variance of $230,000. You got a budget of 235 and you only spent 4 in the first quarter. Anybody look at it? Anybody say adjustment? Anybody go, hey, why are we so far off? Hey, how do we do so good? Nothing, I don't hear a word. It's like, oh yeah, okay. Well, your right to know request summary is equally as concerning. You had 16 right to know requests basically in the first quarter that cost you 30 grand. Do the math. Somebody's like 2 grand, 3 grand a request. Something's not right there. Okay. That's not good. So that needs to be addressed. Plus 16 right to know requests and your person spends 90 hours on 16 requests. Somebody is getting too many hours for the amount of requests. So you have a problem right now, not with your lawyers, now with your people. Now with the people that are reviewing the requests. You need to look at it.
Thank you.
John Andrews, Lower Providence. So you've taken a vote to proceed with renovation. And I think you've done a pathetic job of working with the community. The prior program for a new high school involved a number of postcards to the public. And postcards, in my opinion, are throwaway items. Whereas in all of this activity, you have to raise funds at the Act 1 index year upon year and take a considerable number of risks. There's talk of relocating the administration from Farina with some kind of a restriction on it can't be a new building. I've asked for that to be explained or detailed, and I've heard nothing. In Lower Providence, where I live, the supervisors have outgrown the Lower Providence municipal building, and they found an alternative building about 3 times the size of that on Adams Ave. And in connection with that, they put out a 6-page document that went out to the public explaining things very well. Shows a picture of the building that they're moving to. And I suspect that they probably don't need a building 3 times the size of what they have. So possibly the administration of the Methacton School District might might find a comfortable fit in one of the floors of that building, and that would be advantageous to the taxpayers, and I think it would meet the needs of the school district. So I'm not going to the 3 minutes tonight, but I have made comments, for instance, recently again about the lack of a second floor corridor in the renovation plans to relieve crowding in aisles and staircases. And I've heard nothing about that. So I think the board does not get a good passing vote on a lot of things.
Thank you very much. Do we have any comments on courtesy of the floor? All right. Seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Winters, may I have a second? Ms. Graff? Meeting's adjourned. Have a good day, everyone.